You. Welcome to Divinely Classic. My name is Ewane Sarabo Esangbedo, and it is Sunday, the 20th of August, 2025. It's amazing how fast this year's gone. Just the other day, we're saying Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Now we're getting to the end of 2025, and we want to thank God for how far we have come. So, welcome to my channel, Divinely Classic, where we do all things health and fitness. Let me stop this one, where we do all things health and fitness. I did mention that we will be doing a live video today. So if you haven't watched our previous videos, I did one a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, I think, where we were talking about shifting from from external validation to internal validation. And it's a very interesting topic which we touched on. Very interesting. I really enjoyed it when I watched it again. So you go and watch it. And please invite your friends to this live stream. Invite your friends. Share if you've not shared before. And if this is your first time coming across my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. Again, my name is Enwenu Sarabo Esangbedo. I am the face behind Divinely Classic, and here we do all things health and fitness. We encourage healthy living. We sell products. Yeah, that's my shop behind me. We sell products to encourage fitness. So we sell sportswear, we sell tracksuit, customized, beaded. If you want it customized to your taste, we also do that. We sell beaded t-shirts, beaded t-shirts and all. Wow. But today we are not selling. We're just going to talk about a new topic. Like I promised, we're going to do. I'll be more active. That's what I always say, and then I break, and then I start again. But yeah, we're going to talk about shifting from comparison to inspiration. So basically, the title is comparison versus inspiration. Comparison versus inspiration, and that is a topic that when I came across it, I'm like, this is interesting. What does comparison mean to you? And what does inspiration mean to you? We'll start by defining what comparison is. Welcome to everyone on Facebook, on YouTube. Please, if you haven't subscribed, hi, Beck. Hello, I can see you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Divinely Classic and share this video so we can have more people on board. Yeah, and like I said, the definition for comparison is... Good afternoon, Francis Glory and Kim. Thank you so much. I can see you. Please share. Yeah, it's what is comparison? Let me just start again from the top. Thank you for the love. It's the art of examining differences and similarities between people or things. So comparison is defined as the art of examining differences and similarities between people or things, which is a good thing, really. It's a good thing to compare. However, there is a negative note to comparison. We also define what inspiration is before we move about comparing them side by side. We're talking about comparison, and we're going to talk about each topic side by side. Okay, so what is inspiration? Inspiration is a mental stimulation that promotes creativity. So I'll repeat that definition again. Inspiration is a mental stimulation that promotes creativity, or it guides you to do something. So basically, it's a positive guide to do something creative. Okay, that is the definition of inspiration. Why the definition of comparison is examining two things, their differences, their similarities, and just to see which is better. Okay, and more often than not, comparison is often used in a negative way. When people compare, they are always just trying to see which is better, which to an extent it could be good, but it can also be bad. Why it serves as a tool to measure progress, to measure growth, to measure differences and similarities, like we said earlier. It can also lead to unrealistic expectation based on someone else's experience, based on someone else's life. Okay, we're talking about comparison now. Why it serves as a tool to measure differences, to measure similarities, to measure progress. Comparison can also lead to an unrealistic expectation based on someone else's life. You see, people, the reason why some people are not happy today is they look at other people and think that other people are having their dream world. They say, oh, look at that person. Look at the stage that they are in their life. I wish my life was like that. I wish, you don't know that person's story. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know if at a point they were in that position that you are at the moment. And something that came to me when I was, and doing my research on this is how we compare ourselves to others, how we compare our spouses, our children. You see, some people say, oh, that person's husband did that, that person's wife did that. Why? That person's wife is not your wife. That person's husband is not your husband. Even children, people go to the extent of comparing their children. Say, oh, that person's child is doing this. It's a good thing to want good things for your child, to want good things from your spouse, but do not compare, because they are two different people. Okay? Do not compare, because it can lead to unrealistic expectation. Everybody is different. There are some people that are very outspoken. I would want to believe that I am outspoken. I would go out and I quickly fit in. I quickly, when I'm in the place, I try to engage as much as I can. I'm not the one that will go out and want to be, quiet and sit in the corner. No, I like to get in and do what I can do and be a part of it. But again, there's some people who would go out and they will want to observe first. For the first couple of times they go to that meeting, they will want to be quiet. They wouldn't want to engage. Probably because that's their personality. That is who they are. But that's not who I am. When I go there the first time, I look at the setting. If I know that I'm going to stay here or I'm going to come back to this place, I try to fit in as much as I can. That doesn't mean that I am better than the other person. So you can't see me now with that my personality and think, oh, this one is better. Or you can't see that me and say, oh, this one, oh, she's too everywhere. We are different. Don't compare people. Okay, so if you do that, you're just expecting unrealistic expectation from people. Okay, and also comparison is driven by feeling of inadequacy. Okay, comparison is driven by feeling of inadequacy or fear of failure. You think, oh, I'm not enough. If you watch my previous video talking about external validation, it actually comes into play. That feeling that you are not enough. No, it can lead to comparison. It can lead to comparison. So stop comparing. Stop thinking that you are not enough. Comparison is driven by that feeling of inadequacy, or you don't want to fail and you think, oh, what should I do to meet up with other people? Okay, comparison can also lead to negative self-talk. From everything we'll be talking about now, it's only very little positives to comparison. Most of them are negative self-talk. Then the self-doubt as well, resentment and envy. You begin to envy other people. Or if you think that maybe it's your spouse now, maybe you think, oh, that person's spouse is doing so well, you begin to you have this resentment towards your spouse. And if it's even yourself, you think, oh, other people are doing better than me. You begin to self-resent. You begin to self-doubt. You begin to have that negative self-talk to think, oh, I am not good enough. And something, over the weekend or all through last week, actually, there's this trending news on the internet talking about the Coldplay concert. I don't know if anybody heard about it. You see what happened there, where the spotlight was on that couple who were allegedly cheating on their spouses, because story has it that they are married and they came to the Coldplay concert without their spouse's knowledge, and it was like a romance getaway, but something happened, they got caught. You see how that spotlight was on them? That is how comparison is. It focuses on perceived flaws. In that crowd, if you watch that video, Coldplay's concert, loads of people were there, but there was the spotlight on this couple who were allegedly cheating. That is what comparison does. Comparison will leave every other good thing that you have, or every other good thing that your spouse has or that they have done, and it will focus on their flaws. It will focus on their shortcomings. You know, even if you're comparing yourself with others now, you are not going to think, oh, at least I can do this, I am good in doing this, oh, the other day I did this. No, you are going to focus on, oh, last week I went to this place and I saw everybody doing everything. You're gonna you say I couldn't do anything, so you're going to focus on the negative. That is what comparison does. And there's this popular saying that comparison is the thief of joy, and it's so true. Comparison is a thief of joy. When you're meant to be celebrating wins, you are instead thinking, oh, that's not good enough. I only want one. Brother so won two, or sister so won three. When you are meant to be happy, celebrating what you have won. So that's what comparison does. And it breeds that feeling of inadequacy. You begin to self-doubt, like we said earlier. You begin to doubt yourself, to think that you are not good enough. Now we're going to shift. We're going to talk about inspiration. Remember, the topic is comparison versus inspiration. Okay, somebody said something on on the YouTube. When I was 7, I myself, and I started laughing and said the devil made me do it, and it did. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. So I just read something on Facebook. Anyway, sorry, off YouTube. Anyway, talking about comparison versus inspiration. So we're going to talk about inspiration now. What is inspiration? We earlier defined inspiration as the mental stimulation that promotes creativity. The mental stimulation that promotes creativity. So from the definition, you can see that inspiration is a positive thing because it promotes something good. It promotes creativity. And some of my points here says inspiration is also a positive force. It is a positive force that motivates and encourages. It is a positive force that motivates and encourages. Unlike comparison, which is driven by that feeling of inadequacy. You are feeling, no, I'm not good enough. But inspiration will motivate you and encourage you to do something new, to do something different, to do something creative. So instead of that person that you think is better and they are doing something, inspiration will make you think, okay, I've seen that person doing this thing. How can I do something like that? How can I also build myself to be like that person, or even better? Mind you, you are saying this not in a negative way. You are saying it in a positive way to self-construct. Okay? Another definition of inspiration is inspiration means to positively observe others for increased motivation and drive. Very similar to the definition that I used earlier. Very similar, just different word. It says it is positively observing others for increased motivation and drive. Okay? And you see people doing things that you want to do, or you see that man or that woman doing better, in quotes, because they say the grass is not greener on the other side, than we think. So you see that person doing that thing and you think, oh, why isn't my wife doing this? Why isn't my husband doing this? It can actually inspire you. Whatever it is that you think that they are doing that your spouse is not doing, it can actually inspire you to support your spouse to be that person that you are obviously admiring outside. So it's a positive force that includes observing others, just to give you that motivation. So you see that person, you say, oh, my wife is my wife is let's say, what example will I give now? He said, my wife doesn't do this, my wife doesn't do that. Okay, what is that thing that woman outside is doing that you think your wife should be doing? Encourage your own wife to do it. If it means financially supporting them, socially or emotionally supporting them, because like I said earlier, we are all different. What is easy for one person to do might be difficult for the other, and something that is easy for that other person might be difficult for this one. Just different areas, different strengths, different weaknesses. So let's not focus on that weakness of our spouse and say, oh, my spouse cannot do this. Instead, take inspiration from the one that you are admiring outside and use it to support your spouse to be that person. Also, inspiration fuels creativity and positive self-regard. Inspiration fuels creativity and positive self-regard. When you begin to compare, then there is that self-doubt. But when you begin to get inspiration, you have that positive self-regard. You begin to regard yourself. You begin to regard that person who you think is not enough, and you begin to want to build them. Okay, I will just before I conclude, let me just go through the chat and say hello. If you've not subscribed, please, 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 I am begging, subscribe to our channel, Divinely Classic. Please subscribe. We are on YouTube. If you're watching from Facebook, please like, please follow. We are also on Instagram, and here we talk about health and fitness. Sometimes we share meal ideas, sometimes we share health education. So please subscribe. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm good. Can I shout Cody? Hi, Cody. Thank you for being here. You want a shout out, don't you? Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe. I'm going to conclude by saying inspiration is a constructive force. Okay, inspiration is a constructive force that empowers, it builds, it's a positive force, it is constructive. But comparison, on the other hand, is a destructive force that diminishes. I'll repeat it. Inspiration is a constructive force that empowers, while comparison is a destructive force, or can be a destructive force that diminishes. While inspiration increases your potential, your value, your self-worth, comparison brings them down. When you continually compare with others, when you continually think, oh, I should be this, instead of celebrating who you are and building on that, it will diminish your self-value. It will diminish your self-esteem. Okay, so my next video, I will be talking about gratitude, a form of shifting from comparison to inspiration. So gratitude is a very effective way of shifting from, oh, I should be this, I should be that, to, okay, I want to be grateful for where I am right now. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much. I can see that. Hi, Cody. Hi again. Rate 2015. Hello. Thank you, Glory. Thank you, Afolashade Omowumi. Thank you so much for being here. So we're just going to end the video. Please, like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, please share, please like this video, and I hope you have a good afternoon. Thank you so much. Visit our website. We sell clothes, Divinely Classic. That's our show. Let me just turn my camera so you can see. If you can see it clearly. So we sell health and fitness wear. Our website is www.divinelyclassic.co.uk. We have tracksuits, we have three-piece sportswear, we have everything that you would need to go to the gym, and we also encourage healthy living. Until I do my next video, which will likely be maybe Tuesday, I will be sharing my meals, I'll be sharing my healthy ideas. Just follow our post and keep sharing our videos. I hope you have a good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate you, and look after yourself. Take care. Bye. 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 Bye.